Thank you for reminding me, Jim.
There you go.
Awesome. Good morning, Ramie. How does it feel to win I
Morning.
Dare You in just 8
Oh
weeks?
man, I'm very happy with it. I was a little nervous.
Heck yeah. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So tell us a little bit, kind of what you did before you started, working here.
Oh man, before I started working on Family Heritage, I was with a company called Vacation Experts. We used to get people out of timeshares. It was basically over the phone sales. We would have a lead generating company that would call people, and we would just do everything over the phone. And it paid the bills for me and my family. Very stressful job, and it was straight commission. Obviously, it wasn't very rewarding though. I like the fact that we market a product here that truly helps others. Having somebody to pay to get out of the timeshare that they already paid to buy was kind of a tough gig.
For sure, man. So it seems like you definitely have a passion for, helping people. So that's awesome, man. What would you say, Ramie, that you like most about the career so far, man? Like what's sticking out to you the most?
Just a couple of things. One, the product pretty much sells itself. And you're your own boss. You put in the hours and the numbers will come.
Absolutely, man. You've had a super strong start. Like I said, you won I Dare You in 8 weeks, over 60,000 in premium in your first 8 weeks. You've hired 5 people. What do you feel like has helped you have such a strong start?
To be honest with you, I had some really good training. New into this industry. I was sort of like a sponge. I just wanted to absorb everything, and I try to mimic what you and Kyle had actually showed me. I figured you two had the path pretty much laid out. If I could mimic sort of what you all did, then I'd have a pretty good career here. And so that's what I try to do every day, is just mimic what you and Kyle taught me and stick to the script, and the number game will work out for you.
Heck yeah. And if you don't mind me asking, man, what does your schedule look like each week?
So Monday through Friday, basically, I get up about 5:30. I get to the gym by 6, shower, dress. I'm on the road by 7:15. Usually, took a little different route today, obviously, because I was on here. By 7:30, I'm usually at my first stop that I've got planned out from the night before. I typically try to work till about 7:30 throughout the weekday, sort of try to free up my weekend so I have time with my kids.
That's awesome, man. What do you like to do with your kids?
My son plays travel baseball, and he's really good. So I don't think he's mine. So I got to get the DNA test on him. But we're the baseball parents. We go around and just support him. And my daughter, she's big into gymnastics and everything. So.
Heck yeah, man. So, man, you're out there a lot in the field, day in and day out through the week. I know you work a lot of weekends as well too. What, if you don't mind me, what have you been working more kind of referrals, warm leads, kind of like businesses? Are you cold calling majority of the time, or kind of what's that look like for you right now, Ramie?
Well, starting out, it's majority cold calling, just stopping at one area that's got 4 or 5 businesses in a row and just going back to back to back to back. And then from there, those do lead to referrals, which referrals for me have been a lot easier than cold calling, because obviously you have rapport already built up. Hey, I know Susan down at the hair salon. She told me to come in and check with you. That right there already brings the new client's guard down. You're not a used car salesman no more. You're a friend. Oh, you know Susan? Oh, cool. So that's been a lot easier hitting referrals. But typically starting out, it's been just cold calling, business to business, going.
Absolutely. Which brings us to kind of like the next point. One of the big reasons why we wanted you on the call as well too. We know that your approach is really good. And it's got to be, you've sold 61,000 in 8 weeks. Majority of it's been from cold calling. How important is it to you, man, to have, a good approach?
Good approach is everything. You're really not selling the product at first. You're selling yourself. So I sort of took a little nitpick from you there for a little bit. The cornier, the better at the start. If you make them seem like you're an idiot, their guard's down because they don't feel like an idiot by talking to you. So I go in and I'd say just off the wall stupid sometimes.
Heck yeah. If you don't mind me asking, man, can you role play with me like your first approach?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
So as I walk in, the first person I see, whoever makes that first eye contact, I usually walk up to them like today's Tuesday, obviously. Hey, how are you doing today? You ready for Taco Tuesday?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, my family loves it. We usually go to Sano Taco down here in Knoxville and we tear it up. So what's your name?
My name's CJ.
CJ, nice to meet you, man. How long have you been here?
Just a couple of years.
Couple of years. Cool. What'd you do before this?
Before this, I was on a beer truck.
Oh, nice. You get fired for drinking?
Nah.
No? Okay. Well, CJ, tell me a little bit about yourself, man. Are you married?
Yeah. I'm married, got one child.
Got one child. Okay, cool. Absolutely, man. Well, CJ, I won't take a lot of your time, man. I've only got a few minutes myself. I just wanted to stop in. I just spoke with Cheryl down the street, got her actually signed up with our product, and I wanted to make sure I got in here and spoke with you for a second. Not an easy subject by no means, CJ, but we do talk to people about the bad stuff. We talk to them about cancer, heart attacks, strokes, and accidents. Who's the closest person to you that's dealt with cancer? And then from that point right there, if they answer that first question, I don't actually ask to sit down with them first. If they'll answer that first question, I feel like their walls drop. Then I'll say, okay, well, hey, let's sit down here because I have just a few more questions for you. I don't actually give them the question. I actually tell them, hey, let's sit down here.
Yeah. Hey, that works, man. That works. The biggest part, is number one, the confidence, and number two, the somethingness of your approach, man. That's amazing. It's no wonder, man, that you're getting so many sit downs because you're so confident when you walk in there. You're making them smile, you're making them laugh, you're bringing their guard down, and you're being assumptive. You're saying, hey, let me show this to you really quick. You're not saying, hey, do you by chance have a place that we could possibly sit down for a second? You're like, hey, I'm gonna show this to you real quick. That's wow, no brainer right there. So hope everybody's taking some really good notes on this for sure. Let me ask you, Ramie, do you show, your names list and pictures of, your other businesses, your other clients and that kind of stuff? Do you name drop when you walk in and give your approach as well too?
Yeah, name dropping has been really huge for me. I've hit up actually a lot of, T-Mobile cell phone places, and I've sold quite a few because I'll just go from one to another. Like, hey, I just spoke with Trey down here on Kingston Pike in Knoxville. Got him and his little girl signed up for our accident policy. Wanted to stop in here real quick. I know y'all are affiliated with them. We work with a lot of businesses in your area, like the other T-Mobiles, the Sprints, and the Verizons. And everybody wants to be part of the group. They don't want to be left behind. So the more group you add into that, the more likely they are to be wanting to be a part of that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I mean, people definitely buy on the approval of others, for sure. What just so everybody kind of knows, what kind of questions do you ask when you're building a rapport when you first walk in to a business?
I like to ask them how long they've been there at that business, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously I a lot of times I ask them about their family situation right after that. Those are my two keys. I try to stick with those because if you ask those two questions, it'll tell you a lot of the story behind them anyways. And then throughout the conversation, I'll throw in even more rapport questions as I'm going just to get more ammunition for the back end.
Absolutely. Yeah. People love talking about themselves, man. And the more that somebody talks about themselves, the lower their guard will be because they're like, oh yeah, this is a cool person that actually care about, me and my family and what we've gone through. So that's awesome, man. Do you have people too, Ramie, that are kind of standoffish? They're like, hey, what are you doing? I'm not interested, or, I'm good to go. I think we're all set. Do you whenever you have something like that happen, do you give them a second approach or even a third approach?
I actually have fun with it when people are in that mood where they're just, that they're just having a bad day and they're talk to you. I have fun with it. I was in the field yesterday training with Sean, and we had this girl. We walk in and she was like, mm-mm, mm-mm, uh-uh. And I was like, what are you shaking your head for? No, about you don't even know what I've got to show you. Come here. And I actually made her walk over and talk to me. And I typically try to do two approaches. After that second approach, I'm not going to waste my time with a dead lead. I've got other people that need protected, so I'm not going to force somebody. I tell people I can lead a horse to water, but I can't make it drink.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man. And let me ask you, Ramie, are you getting pre-approach? Are you getting referrals from everybody that you either approach or sit down with? Even if they don't sit down with you, are you still asking for pre-approach? Like, hey, who works over next door? Or what's that look like for you?
Typically, I do try to get the pre-approach, like, hey, who works next door? If you don't mind, I know this ain't for you, but who works next door for you? I try to fill the person out, though. If they're just, we've all had the get out of here, don't talk to me people. Hey, you have a great day. I don't want to bring my negativity down, so I'll go to the next one, just act like it's a cold B2B and go in and do my thing.
Gotcha, man. Yeah. How important is that to you, man, to get pre-approach on places?
Man, it helps. Like I was saying earlier, just that pre-approach, quick referral, name dropping the next business. Hey, I just spoke with John over here. He told me to make sure to come holler at you. That's big. It brings the guard down to the next client. You're not a used car salesman, no, personal that knows someone that they know.
Absolutely, man. That's awesome, Ramie, man. That's awesome. That, like I said, it's no wonder that you've had so much success so far. Man, you're recruiting a ton of people. You've recruited 5 people. You've been here for 8 weeks. And when I say you recruited 5 people, you've had 5 hires. You've had 5 people go through the interview process and whole 9 yards. Hold on, let me meet somebody real quick. What you've also, like I said, you've won I Dare You. After being here for 8 weeks, you started Q1. You started 5 weeks into Q1. You've already won I Dare You. Majority of it's been cold calling. You're just kind of getting your feet wet with the whole referral game and, kind of doing bigger businesses, enrollments and that kind of stuff. So, what are your goals, man, for 2022? I'm excited to hear this. I'm sure a lot of people on the call are excited to hear this as well.
Just to better my 2021. I want to always improve in life. I want to be able to be to where me and my family don't ever really struggle if there's a bad time. I want to be able to protect as many people as possible, obviously. My ultimate goal in this game is to be where you and Kyle are. Have my own team, do my own thing, and help others out as well, as I'm also in the field working.
Absolutely, man. That sounds great, Ramie. And I know with your work ethic and how driven you are, man, you're gonna knock that out of the park as well too, for sure. Guys, is there any questions for Ramie before we get off the call? We got 22 people on the call. I'm sure somebody has something that they would like to ask Mr. Ramie.
Ramie, this is Victor up in Raleigh, and I wanted to just pick your brain listening to your approach. And I don't know if you just got glossed over. At what point do you introduce like your name and what you can do, or you just kind of go in cold and then wait for them to ask you what your name is?
To be honest with you, the later that I can give them my name, the better, in my opinion. I want it to be focused all about them. And then a lot of times when they say, what's your name and who are you with, that allows me to actually sort of introduce the company, tell them a little bit about myself. And it's them feeling like they lead the conversation for a minute, because it's always important for me to lead the conversation. However, if I give them just a little bit of power to lead that conversation, they feel in control. And again, their wall is brought down. They're not on guard. They're leading it. So I like to leave that toward as long as possible to let them ask me, wait, what's your name? Who are you with? That way they feel like they're in control for just a little bit.
Great stuff. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Anybody else, guys?
Yeah, this is Ben Floyd. Ramie, I was just curious as what your rebuttal is, I guess, for the spousal objection. I've been getting that a lot, and I just kind of wanted to hear what you say to this people when you get that.
Yeah, absolutely. Before I even allow them to give me the spousal objection, I have a little thing I use with the program itself. So at the end, I'll say, which part did you like better? The savings part, the fact we have great coverage. And I said, let me ask you this. When I show them the price, I'll say, all right, so Miss Smith, your price is $64. If you told your husband that you were putting up $64 into a savings account that you and him cannot touch for 25 years, it's going to be your nest egg. You're going to put little Billy into school with it. You're going to buy your husband that new Harley. What would he say? And I make them answer that. And typically they say, well, that's smart. Yeah, that's smart. Okay. Okay, great. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure he would. Now, if you told him that savings account had all this protection as a backup plan, what do you think he would say then? And most of them, believe it or not, say, that'd be a no-brainer. Exactly. So I understand that, obviously he's your husband and you want to speak with him about this. Absolutely. The great thing about what we offer is you can always add or subtract to our plan. Let's go ahead and get you all started today and protect you, because this accident plan, for example, starts immediately tomorrow. If you talk to your husband, he has any questions, I'll be more than welcome to answer those for you. I can do a Zoom call with you and him so he can see everything you've just seen. But obviously earlier in the conversation, I did ask her, hey, I'm not going to see you on the newspaper for getting divorced because you got your family protected with some insurance, am I? And they typically say, no, I make the decisions. So at that point, my second rebuttal to that is when I ask them, what would they say if you put this up in a savings account? And it just helps solidify the fact that they're doing the right thing for their family, because it's a win-win no matter what they do.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Heck yeah. Anybody else, guys?
Hey, this is Jeremy. Just want to say thanks, Ramie. A lot of good info there, man.
Yeah, absolutely, Jeremy. Thank you.
For sure. All right, guys. We're gonna wrap up everything. Thank you, Ramie, for taking time out to speak on this call, man. I appreciate it. And congrats, man, on first time I Dare You winner. That's that's awesome, man. 8 weeks in, already getting your green jacket. So no, there's not a better feeling than having that green jacket put on you in Dallas, man. So excited to be up there on stage with you, see you get your jacket, man, for sure.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, this is day 2 of Q2, and we have a huge quarter ahead of us. I know I'm planning on having my best quarter so far. I know a lot of people are as well. And that all starts in the first couple of days of the quarter. Having a strong start, is key, is huge, it's important. So let's all go out there and have a great day. Let's have fun. Let's leave people in a better mood than what we found them in. Let's get, everybody protected that we can, and, leave Miss Jones in a better spot than when we found her. We've all been so very blessed. Let's go be a blessing for others today. Y'all have a great day.